Once upon a time, there lived a man named Obina, a man full of dreams and full of himself. He was a gifted speaker, always staring crowds in the village square. "Look at these hands," he would say, raising them to the sky. "These are not the hands of a small man. I was born for greatness. I cannot die a poor farmer like my father." Now, Obina was not a lazy man. He worked hard on his farm and prospered quickly. He bought more land, built a large compound, and soon had more yams than he could count. But it was never enough. The elders tried to counsel him. His old mother approached him gently. "Obina, it is good to dream, but even a kite knows how far it can fly before the strings pull back." But Obina laughed. "Ha ha ha ha. Mama, it's your thinking that keeps this village poor. I want more." You see, Obina wasn't always face mad. He was just hungry, not for food, but for success. The kind of success that would make his name echo in every village square and even reach the city. He grew up watching his father struggle to afford basic necessities. The man worked hard, yet poverty still gave him a permanent seat at the family table. So Obina swore, "I will never be poor like my father. I will go far." At first, everyone thought it was just youthful madness, until one day, an old wise man in the village called him aside. He said, "My son, there is nothing wrong with dreaming big. In fact, being rich is good. But listen to me very well. The sky should not be your limit. If you can reach the sky, you will unlock doors of opportunity that no one can close." That advice was meant to inspire Obina, to elevate his mindset. But instead, the young man took it literally. He started gathering bamboo sticks, ropes, palm fronds, and anything he could lay hands on. When people asked him what he was doing, he'd say, "I am building a ladder. I will climb to the sky. That's where success lives." And every day, Obina built and built and built. No plans, no nothing, just ladder from morning till night. Villagers started whispering, "Obina has gone mad. Instead of farming, he wants to climb and pluck stars." But in his mind, he was about to become the first villager to touch the sky. People gathered to watch him every day. Some were amazed, others mocked him, and some were concerned. His friend Jeay warned him, "You haven't been to the market in months. You owe the carpenter. Your goats are gone. Your wife and child eat from neighbors." But Obina replied, "When I reach the sky, you will see. I will have clouds for pillows and stars for curtains. I will be the richest man in all of Umunze." The ladder took 9 months to complete. Obina grew thin, tired, and obsessed. But finally, the day came. He wore his favorite white wrapper and tied a scarf around his neck. "Today, I will touch the sky and come back with its riches." Villagers gathered, some cheering, others silent. His wife stood behind, carrying their baby. Her eyes were swollen with worry. But Obina did not look back. Step by step, he climbed. He sang as he ascended. "The ground is for chickens. The sky is for eagles. Arise, arise, arise." The ground is for chickens. The sky is for eagles. Arise, arise, arise. Higher and higher he went. The clouds seemed closer now. The wind whispered warnings in his ears. Birds flew past him as if they were laughing. Suddenly, a loud clap, clap echoed. The ladder trembled. A strong wind roared. The wood, dry and strained, snapped near the top. Obinna fell hard. He crashed through branches before landing in the thick bush. Bones cracked, his body bent, but he survived. When he woke up in the healer's hut, the whole village had gathered. The chief, the elders, even the children came. He tried to speak proudly, but the words stuck. Tears filled his eyes. He chased the sky, but lost everything. His mother, Neka, held his hand and said, "You forgot that the sky was already above you. You didn't need to own it to be under its blessings." After many weeks in the healer's hut, Obinna could finally walk again. Slowly, with a wooden staff and a body that ached each morning. His wounds had mended, but something inside him still has not healed. At first, he pretended to be humble. He helped children draw water, smiled politely at the elders, and returned to his fields. The village believed that he had learned. But at night, when the stars came out, Obinna would sit outside his hut, eyes fixed on the sky. The hunger had not died. It had only gone quiet. One day, he whispered, "Maybe I built the wrong ladder. Maybe the timing was wrong. But I was so close. I could see the sky. I was so close." Soon, whispers became plans, and plans became actions. Secretly, Obinna began gathering firewood, stronger ones this time. He battered off his few remaining goats. He even sowed the land near the river that had once fed his family. But this time, he didn't tell anyone. One morning, Mama Neka passed by and noticed piles of wood stacked behind Obinna's hut. "Obinna, you are not building again, are you?" He smiled. "Oh no, Mama, I'm just making a shelter. The rains are coming." But late at night, the tapping of hammers echoed. The new ladder rose higher than the first. Obinna avoided the village square. He started growing thinner again, more obsessed. He didn't eat, he hardly slept. Even his child was noticing, and the wife was weeping in silence. And then, one dark night, he disappeared. At first, the villagers thought he had run away from shame. Some whispered that he had joined a monastery. Others swore that they saw him fly off on a broomstick during the last moon. His mother simply shook her head and said, "If stubbornness was a trade, Obinna would be richer than the king." But Obinna had not vanished. He had relocated. About 2 days' journey north, in a quiet village called Onubu, where people minded their business and didn't ask too many questions, Obinna arrived limping, wrapped in a dusty brown cloak, dragging a cart behind him full of nails, rope, wood, and determination. When the chief of Onubu asked what brought him, Obinna said, "I am but a humble builder, in search of peace and timber." The chief nodded, impressed. "Aha, a builder! We've been meaning to fix the market roof." Obinna nodded respectfully. Yes, but first I must build something very important and private." Soon, he began gathering wood again. By the third week, the tower was taller than the village square. Children began calling it the tree that wants to go back to heaven. One old man who had one eye and two good opinions stood watching one day and said, "This is not a tower. This is a staircase for madness." Obina laughed. "No, no, no, Baba. This time I will reach the sky. I have studied the wind direction. I am wearing lighter clothes. I've eaten lots of garden egg every morning for strength." Now the villagers knew what he was building, but they didn't know whether to cheer him up or to chase him out. But he was polite. He paid for his wood and he helped at the well, so they tolerated him. Some even admired him. Then one day, it happened again. Obina climbed. People gathered. Chickens paused. Even the goats looked up. Up, up, up it went. With every step, he waved. "Behold, today is the day I taste the clouds." Someone shouted from below, "Just make sure you land on soft sand." Everyone laughed. But as he reached the 113th rung, a vulture landed on the ladder. Obina froze. "Shh, shh," he yelled. The vulture blinked. "Go away. You're not a part of this mission." But the vulture felt insulted, pecked the rung. And again, the familiar sound. Crack, crack, crack. Obina shouted, "It's not supposed to!" And down he landed. But this time, instead of falling in silence, he landed in a pile of yam peels that some children had dumped behind the market. He groaned, but then blinked. "I'm alive?" The crowd erupted in laughter. The vulture flew away, possibly offended. Obina was broke, bruised, and broken in pride. His new ladder, taller, stronger, and shinier, also collapsed. One rainy morning, with nothing but a bag of dried groundnuts and his old wooden staff, Obina began the long walk home. When he entered the village, no one rushed out to greet him. Even the goats ignored him. His neighbors peeked from their hut, whispering behind raffia curtains. But Mama Neka, who was planting okra nearby, saw him and called out, "Obina, you didn't reach the sky again, did you?" He sighed. "No, Mama." He walked straight to his door and gently knocked on the door of his hut. His wife answered. Her face said many things at once: relief, anger, love, and the kind of patience only years can build. "I have nothing left," Obina said quietly. "Only stories." She opened the door wide. "Well, you still have a home. Let that be enough for now." That evening, he sat by the fire with his child. He didn't tell any grand tales this time. He just listened. And when his son asked, "Daddy, did the sky touch you back?" Obina chuckled softly. "No, but it taught me a lesson." Obina never touched the clouds, but he built something far greater. He fixed the school's leaky roof. He trained young men in carpentry. He taught girls how to measure, sketch, and dream big without forgetting their roots. And every so often, children would come from nearby to hear the tale of the man who once tried to climb the sky. He realized that success isn't always above your head. Sometimes it's right under your roof. It's in the hands you hold, the hard work you put, and the peace you find. Since then, whenever villagers asked, "Obina, why didn't you climb the sky again?" he would smile and say, "Because I finally saw the stars in my own backyard." Hey, Mama lovers! Thank you for listening all the way to the end. Now tell me, Have you ever chased a dream so hard that you forgot the blessings you already had? If you were Obina, would you climb the ladder again? Drop your thoughts in the comment section. I really want to hear your perspective. And finally, if you've ever been like Obina, just comment ladder. I see you. And if you've not already done so, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. That's a way to show that you love Mama Stories in Jay's voice. See you in our next story, and bye-bye.